Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryankaravavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
पुनरपि जननं पुनरपि मरणं पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम् इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे रथ्याचपट विरचित कंतः पुण्या पुण्य विवर्जित पंथः योगी योग नियोजित चित्तो रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेव कस्त्वं कोऽहं कुत आयातः कामे जननि को मे तातः इति परिभावय सर्वमसारं विश्वं त्यक्त्वा स्वप्नविचारम् त्वयि मयि चान्यत्रैको विष्णुः व्यर्थं कुप्यसि मय्यसहिष्णुः भवसमचित्तः सर्वत्र त्वं वाञ्छस्य चिराध्यति विष्णु त्वम् शत्रौ मित्रे पुत्रे बन्धौ मा कुरु यत्नं विग्रहसन्धौ सर्वस्मिन्नपि पश्यात्मानं सर्वत्रोत्सृज भेदाज्ञानम्
Clarification. Bhaja Govindam verse 21. Statement. In happiness, misery is hidden. In misery, happiness is hidden. Question. In happiness, misery is hidden. How? In misery, happiness is hidden. How? The clarification is the statement made. In happiness or misery, the other is hidden. The question is, how do you say it is? It is hidden. It's hidden because when happiness ends, it doesn't leave you contented. It leaves you in pain. When happiness concludes, when happiness ends, are we happy or are we in sorrow? Happiness will end. To that extent, we understand. When that end of happiness happens, what does it leave behind? Misery is behind. It means it is hidden, waiting for it to reveal because it has to end. When happiness ends, the hidden misery reveals itself. Similarly, the pain and misery also that comes to an end. When the pain and misery and all that comes to an end, it doesn't make you wise. It doesn't leave you wise. It doesn't make you wise. It makes you ready for the next happiness. This is what is meant. In misery, happiness is hidden. In happiness, misery is hidden. What does it mean? If it is ending, means happiness ending must leave you in contentment, but it doesn't leave you in contentment. It leaves you in pain and misery, because I was so happy, sir, I was so happy, I was so happy. You can't say I am, you can't say I am contented. Understand this. We are talking about transcendence is about contentment. Happiness and misery is a cycle that which you have to go through. So he says you have to transcend that cycle. You cannot be permanently happy. Neither you can be permanently unhappy. One. Even in your extreme state of misery, there is a help, which is the source of happiness. Even when you go through extreme pain and sorrow and suffering, there is a help. And that help coming to you is a source of happiness. Are you able to follow what I'm saying? It's not that you are left alone by yourself to be in misery 20. If anybody is left in misery 24/7 without the support of anything, that person will collapse. It's a truth. For example, funeral. Why do we go to funeral? Why do we say we go to funeral? Supposing there is a dead person and the closest person sitting next, nobody is there. What will happen? What will be the state of the mind who is alive? That person is in sorrow. But then if 200, 300 people comes and visits and goes back, what happens to the sorrow there? What happens there? A hope comes, a happiness comes. What is it? I am not, I am not alone. Therefore, in every misery, there is some happiness hidden in it. In every happiness, there is misery. How do you say in every happiness there is misery? You don't know when it will leave. You will not know when it will leave. You will not know whether you will get it or not. Even if you get it, you will not know when it will leave. For sure, you know it's going to. For sure, you know it's going to leave. And when you know that it's going to leave, you try to hold on to it. And the very holding on to it is misery. The very holding on to that which is giving you happiness must not leave is misery. That's a statement. In happiness, misery is hidden. In misery, happiness is hidden. And the cycle the human being goes through again and again and again. Are you able to follow? Is it? Are you able to hear what I'm saying? Is it clear to everybody? Okay. I am talking, I'm not able to hear what I'm talking. Are you able to follow? So in happiness, misery is hidden. Is hidden in the sense straight away diminishes. Straight away the intensity of happiness diminishes. The diminishing is the pain. The diminishing is the pain, isn't it? To put it very simply, how is misery hidden in happiness? You feel cheated. People come and say, I felt cheated. I got cheated. I felt cheated. I got cheated. There's no cheating anything. It is there, but we didn't. It is there, but we didn't see it. Are you able to follow? It is there, but we didn't see it. It was always there. Because we didn't see it, it appears as though suddenly it came from nowhere and it descended on me. I got cheated. What is the misery hidden in happiness? You feel cheated. Because you thought that's how it's going to, you thought that's how it's, you thought that's how it's going to be. But that's not how it is going to be. Correct? Happiness must end. Misery must end. When it ends, the other will appear. When happiness ends, full stop illa. When happiness ends, misery comes. That misery that has come, misery will end. When misery ends, happiness starts. It's a cycle. In misery, longevity is more. In happiness, longevity is less. When you are in pain, every second looks like one janma, isn't it? When is it going to end? When is it going to end? When is it going to end? Isn't it? Yeah. You can't tell this also to anybody. Even if you tell this to anybody, they'll give you a discourse. And that discourse is more and that discourse is more frustrating than actual pain, because nobody understands that you are only venting. You are only when nobody is asking for any solution from anybody. Remember that. If anybody comes to you and says something, don't misunderstand that they are asking you for a solution. They are just venting. All that you have to do is what? You switch off. You switch off and you do your own thing. They will blabber for 15, 20 minutes, and then they will say, thank you, sir. You gave me fantastic solution also. Correct. They speak something, they go back with their own problem, they come with their own solution, they get convinced with their own solution and goes back. And all that you have to do is what's implicit there, like a sakshi, witnessing what is happening now. Are you able to follow? Nothing. Because where is the hmm? You can't even say this, isn't it? Misery, the longevity of misery, it doesn't end at all. It doesn't end at all, isn't it? Sometimes the night doesn't end. Sometimes the day goes off very fast, isn't it? Even before you wake up, even before you wake up and see what happened, the day is gone. Sometimes you are in the night just doesn't move. You sleep and sleep and sleep and wake up. It's only 12 o'clock. Isn't it? You sleep and sleep and sleep and wake up 1 o'clock. How many times you will see the clock? Isn't it? It just the cycle keeps repeating itself again and again and again. And the wise one is one who understands that it's a cycle and it has to be transcended. Are you able to follow? Senses, now technically, this is from the experiential way. Now technically, sensors and instruments are designed to experience fluctuations. Remember this. The sensors are designed to experience fluctuations. Instruments are designed to experience fluctuations. Therefore, it will recognize only fluctuations. And what are the fluctuations? Happiness and misery are the fluctuations. Technically, whether we like it or not, this is what you have. These are the instruments that you have, and these instruments are designed to experience fluctuations. That's why through knowledge and understanding, you can transcend these two and get to the state of contentment. That is possible. But instrument as such will experience only these two, because that's how they are designed. When you go buy an instrument, you know what it is capable of. No. Will you expect anything other than that? Isn't it? Or yeah. TVS 15 or cycle இருக்கும், isn't it? There is one cycle called TVS 50. I learned to drive it at 30. Yeah, I learned to drive how that TVS 50 cycle only at the age of 30. அதுக்கு ரெண்டு பேர் வேற சைட்ல helping me out. Now, what happens in that? When you buy that, you understand what? That's what it can do. You don't expect it to be, you don't expect it to run like a James Bond motorcycle, isn't it? You don't expect it to run like that. Now I buy the TVS 50 and expect it to run like a James Bond motorcycle. What do we do? Isn't it? It won't. Similarly, the instruments that we have is designed The instruments that we have is designed only for experiencing fluctuations. How long to experience these fluctuations and be affected by it is the question. How long to experience the fluctuations and be affected by it, or do something where you can be free of both. You can keep experiencing both and go through the ups and downs. That is one way. Another way is how to transcend both. The search for moksha, the search for liberation came from this idea of transcending both. Otherwise, by default, you'll experience both. You don't have to have, nobody needs to teach you to go through these fluctuations, because you will go through these fluctuations. Because instruments are designed to experience fluctuations. There's no experience. Experience means that which has to have a beginning, and that which has a beginning will end. And experience means that which has a beginning, and that which has a beginning will end, whether we like it or not. Whether we like it or not, it will end. Now, when it ends, the other fluctuation starts. That's the principle. You follow? This is what in that verse 21 that we are currently studying talks about. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatare shayanam, iha samsare, bahudustare, kripayapare, pahi murare. So first pahi murare. What is pahi murare? Understanding that I can't do things by myself, or what I am asking as transcendence is not possible without your grace. Transcendence is not possible by your effort. What I am asking is transcendence. Carefully follow here. What is he talking about? When here he is talking about moksha. Here he is not talking about achieving a degree in the university. Here he is not talking about achieving a profit in the business. He is talking about transcending. For transcendence, O Murari, without your effort, without your grace, without your support, nothing can be done. The day you realize this, you start seeking the support of the divine. That day you start seeking the support of the divine, you start expanding. Remember that. The day you are able to seek the support of the divine and bow down to the divine, you grow. How you grow? Like Vishwarupa, you will grow. You will become like that Vishwarupa. The day you start seeking the divine support. But how does the human mind works? The human mind works like exactly like the child. Have you ever seen? We all have that experience, no? We walk the small children. Small children, 50 வயசு 60 வயசு children இல்லை. Yeah. Small children, 50 55 வயசு children எல்லாம் கிடையாது. No, sir, we are also children only. Deluded this is. Yeah. Children, real 2 years old, 3-year-old child. Huh? You walk. The father will desperately try to hold the hand of the child, and the child wants to, what the child wants to do? The child wants to free his hand. The child wants to free his hand so that it can run by itself. It can run by itself, but where it will run? Where it will run? In 10 seconds, you will not know where they, in 10 seconds, you will not know where they went, isn't it? In 10 seconds, you will not know where they go. How they will go. Suddenly they'll pick up that speed in 10 seconds, God only knows. Otherwise, they don't even, isn't it? Most of the parents will have this experience, no? In a split second, the child will go from the sight. And to trace it back is, God, by the time you trace it back, you feel like giving. And when you traces the child back, what will you feel like giving to the child? You want to give like one tight, you want to give. So long I'm holding your hands, you do. Because the father understands the consequences, the child doesn't understand the consequence. The ego doesn't understand the consequences of running away from the divine. It gets slapped. When the child which doesn't understand the consequences of leaving, it runs. And when it runs, it's not going to be protected. It's going to get beaten up. The pain, the misery. Kripaya pare pahi murare. Kripaya pare pahi murare is the bhakti, is the devotion. What is the devotion? For transcendence, I cannot do anything by myself. Therefore, I need your support. I need your support. When you seek that support, that's what the Shastra says. You take one step towards God, God take 10 steps towards you. That's how you become a Vishwarupa yourself. You start bowing down, you can literally experience that you are supported. There is that support. But ego always tried to show itself. What? The ego always tried to show that I am the helper. I don't want to get helped. Yeah, everybody come and ask me, what can I do for you, sir? I said, no, nothing you can do to me. What can you do to me? Nothing. Oh, how arrogant this person is. You can't just take help and stay put there. You immediately want to do something and say, I have also done something in, I have also done something in return. Divine doesn't. That's not how you transcend. Are you able to follow? That's not how you transcend. Why? Because it seems very insulting for the ego to take help from somebody. Remember, it seems very insulting for the ego to take help from somebody. And life throws it in a helpless situation. At that time, shamelessly, we take help. That's why we take help, shamelessly, we take help. Because unless life throws it into a desperate situation, we don't seek help. That's not how you grow spiritually. When things are all right around you, you bow down. That is bhakti. When things are more or less all right around you, where your ego feels that everything is under your control, you are managing things by yourself, nothing can go wrong anymore. You have got the technique of living, you know how to live, you know how to deal with people, you have learned everything in life. Wow. Divine will be laughing. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says divine will be laughing. Why? Because this state is going to end very soon. And the moment you become a king, the moment you thought you have become a king, when the king loses the kingship, what will happen to the king? He'll be a beggar instantly. You know that? The king, if the kingdom is lost, he cannot go to the next kingdom and say, I'll be a minister under your. If the king loses his kingdom, if the king loses his, sorry, if the king loses his kingship, what is the other alternative? Becomes the beggar. At least this much you understand, no? When the king loses the kingship, what will he become? He cannot go to another kingdom and put up an employment. CV, he can't put reference. I was the king in the previous country to previous company in the reference கொடுப்பாங்களா? What do you call that? When you go for a new company to job, they will ask you, no, previous company. Huh? Reference, sir. Reference. The king cannot give any reference like that. He'll only become a beggar. That's what happens to the ego. The ego flies high, 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 gets a prick, falls down, becomes a beggar. And it's insulting to be a beggar. Therefore, what it will do, it will try to do something to believe that it's a king. The cycle continues again and again and again. You follow? People have become afraid of bowing down. People have become afraid of bowing down. People have become afraid of stretching the hands and asking for help. The beautiful culture. At the age of 7, the boy and girl was sent to the children were sent to begging. Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi. Dasharatha tells Vasishta, Rama is his, I don't know. For every parent, their child looks like Rama only. That's a different, yeah, that's a different story. For every child, for every parent, their child looks like Rama only. Even though unconnected to Rama, they will still look like Rama only. So you should learn, when you go to congregations and people where, you should see them. I enjoy watching that. Stand there, watch people, where is everybody's eyes will be focused on. In a wedding, there are 500 people. You think the people are focusing on the couple, no? There are 500 people. Where are their eyes focused on? Where are the eyes focused on? Their children. And whenever the child crosses the eyes, it opens up. And then it opens, close. You can look at the way in which the eyeballs. Yeah, that's why they say look into the eyes. They say, isn't it? You can see it. Actually, you can see it. Literally, you can see it happening. I was watching it, isn't it? There are 4 generations there: great grandmother, great grandmother, grandmother, mother, daughter. The great grandmother is looking at all the 3 like she's not even conscious of anybody around her. All the 3, she is looking like the mother. That child is it's not dancing, it's just jumping up and down. Some music is going on. This is just jumping up and down like one monkey is jumping up and down. Camera video. My child's dance is going on live also. I said, no, live. It's not. Wow. For the eyes just that ego gets beaten up. It knows that I am the controller. One day that ego gets beaten up. Or you will follow? When it gets beaten up, it instantly bows down. And when it bows down also, it gets when it gets bows, when it has to bow down, it feels very, very insulted. We deny the divine because we have to bow down. When things are all right around us. Remember that. Bowing down to the divine is meaningful when things are all right around us. That's why the culture is Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi. Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi. Rama, Dasharatha tells Vasishta, my Rama also has to do that. Because he also has to go house to house asking for bringing. And nobody will know that this is Rama, the prince of Ayodhya. Nobody will know that. Because there is no, what do we have now? ID. Correct. ID. We have ID. No, he will not have an ID carrying I am Rama, son of Dasharatha, the next Yuvaraja, going to be the emperor next, might as well give properly. So, as far as the person is giving, they will not know whether it is Rama or who it is. Dasharatha said, even does he have to do that? Vasishtha doesn't even answer. He looked at the students and said, deal with this fellow, and he walks out. What to even tell him? My child also has to go by bus. Then whose child will go by bus? Yeah. My child also has to cycle. Then whose child will cycle? My child also should do that. What will they do? They will live in misery. That's all. They will just live in. They will just continue to live in misery only. Why? Because the ego is just. Most of the people always remember this. People deny the divine as atheist because they are afraid of bowing down. The moment you say there is divine, you have to bow down to that divine. And they are afraid of bowing down. One of the famous philosopher, I don't know what kind of philosopher he is, but he is very famous. Yeah. If there is a God, he writes. If there is a God, we will have to go down. That is why I say that there is no God. That is why I say that there is no God. How can I bow down? If there is a God, that God is definitely superior to you in all aspects, it is superior to you. No one can be, no force can be superior to me. That is why the effort part of Bhagavad Gita, which boosts your ego, you will like. The bowing down part of Bhagavad Gita, you will not like. The effort part of Bhagavad Gita, Udared Atmanatmanam, raise yourself by yourself, you can do this by yourself, you are the architect, all that, it will be very, very motivating. Why? Because it boosts your ego. The other part of Bhagavad Gita, which he says, there is a Vishwarupa, just bow down, we'll say, no, this is all for emotional people, sir, not for people not for people like us. Because we belong to a different category. Kripaya pare pahi murari. Oh Murari, save me through your grace. Iha samsare bahudustare. Now, what is Kripaya pare? We studied. Bowing down. Bowing down to divine. What is bowing down to divine means? I have limitations. I am limited. I have limitations. And there is no need to feel inferior about limitations. As a human being, we are all limited, and there is no need to feel inferior about limitations. Ego is bent. Ego is bent. Within your limitations, you can be sincere. Carefully follow. Within your limitations, you can be very sincere. But egoistic, you need not be in terms of inferior, because you can't be all doing, all powerful, all knowing, isn't it? Yeah. One interview you go didn't happen, you will come back crying, is it? I didn't get a job. Right? Yeah. Be sincere within your limitations. Within your limitations, you have to be sincere. You follow what I'm saying? But the ego doesn't. The ego doesn't like that. Therefore, which part of Bhagavad Gita you will like? The effort part of Bhagavad Gita you will like, but not the bowing down part. Kripaya pare pahi murari. Iha samsare bahudustare. What is the samsara now? We have seen that samsara also a little bit, isn't it? What is samsara? Pleasure and pain is a universal problem for all species. Samsara is a unique human problem. Again, Ravi, pleasure and pain is a universal problem for all species. Samsara is a unique problem only for human beings. For every species goes through pleasure and pain. Only human being has this unique problem called samsara. Now, what is the samsara? Raga, shoka, moha. This is samsara. Samsara means raga, shoka, and moha. Raga means craving, dependence, attachment. Raga means that. Shoka means sorrow, grief. In the language of Bhagavad Gita, Vishada. Moha is a delusion. Delusion means a conflict. In that conflict, not knowing what to do, you end up making a wrong choice. These are the problems of samsara. Raga, shoka, and moha is samsara. And this samsara bahudustare means, the samsara is bahudustare means what? What is this What is it that is difficult to cross over? This raga, shoka, moha is difficult to cross over. And that I'm trying, which is very difficult. It can't be done without your, it can't be done without your support, without your grace. Very well to understand. Iha samsare, bahudustare, kripaya pare, pahi murare. Raga means what? Raga means a clarity that you have. External objects and beings alone can make you happy. That's the raga. External situations, objects, being alone can make you happy. Without them, you will be in misery. This is raga. Are you able to understand the definition of raga? Without that, I cannot be. Without that, I cannot be peaceful. Happy means here happiness is used in the sense of shanti. Here I'm using happiness in the word in the sense of trupti. Raga means a atrupti. Constant atrupti. What is atrupti? I don't have it, and if I have it only, I will do any. If I don't have it, I will not do. As long as I get it, I will not do anything. I want it. Till I get it, I will not do anything else. This is called the problem of. This is called the problem of raga, which means extreme dependency. Which means extreme dependency. Why do we call it as extreme dependency? If the raga is not fulfilled, your nitya naimittika karma you will not do. I will not do this till I get it. But other things you will do. Eat and sleep you will do. You will not say, I will not eat. Yeah, other nobody stops. What they will stop straight away? Their obligations will be, the obligations will be stopped. You follow? As long as I depend upon people to be happy, as long as you depend upon somebody to keep you happy, your happiness is in danger. Your happiness is in danger. It means you are always sitting with a sword above your head. That's what Janaka taught Shuka. Janaka in Ashtavakra Gita, under Ashtavakra, he is a student. Same Janaka becomes the guru with Shuka Brahma Rishi. So Vyasa tells Shuka Brahma Rishi, which is Vyasa's son, goes to ask Vyasa, teach me the sannyasa. Because without the sannyasa, I can't transcend all this. I need to develop this vairagya. Teach me vairagya. And who can teach vairagya better than Vyasa himself? Vyasa says, go to Janaka, he will teach. And you can't not go. Why? Because father is in those days, father is the guru. Even nowadays, father is the guru because he is the one who initiates you into the Gayatri, etc. Therefore, even today, father is the guru. But anyway, both don't know anything, so it doesn't make any. So it doesn't make any difference now, isn't it? No child thinks their father is wise, and no father thinks my daughter is capable of doing something. Yeah, both ways it is perfect now, isn't it? Both ways, one deluded is associating with another deluded only. Yeah. That's why you are so worried about their future. No. Why are we so worried about their future? Oh, they are incapable, they are incapacitated, therefore they can't do anything by themselves. We have to worry, isn't it? Both ways. So foolish, isn't it? Mohan, Purida, both ways, both ways is very, very foolish. But then Shuka Brahma Rishi asked Vyasa, what is Vairagya? Teach me Vairagya. Teach me sannyasa. For that's a way to transcend. You taught me that. I want to know what is sannyasa. Here, I can't teach you. Go to Janaka. He will teach you Vairagya. He will teach you sannyasa. Sukha thought, who can be a better teacher than Vyasa? And who's Janaka? King. He said, what can a king know? What can a king know about all these things? Yeah. Anyway, the father has said, you have no choice, because that's a command of the guru. And when it comes to the command of the guru, there's no choice. The command of the guru, now you are free in Artham. See, when you get a command from the guru, you are free. Why? Because you don't have to think after that. That's why no guru worth the name will give you a command, because we don't want you to be free. Eh? No guru worth the name will be, because you don't have to think after that. You just have to go on. You just have to go and execute. Where is the difficulty? So Vyasa told Sukha, go to Janaka. He was thinking on the way, what will that king know? He said, okay, I will go. So he went. He went to the gate. He told the security guards, I am Sukha, the son of Vyasa, come to meet Janaka. They said, wait. Because how will the security guy here know who you are? The security won't know who you are. The security won't know the owner also. Yeah. So security said, wait. That's his job. He said, wait. He was waiting. He went and he went, rushed inside and told Janaka, Sukha has come to see you. Very important guest, you will not tell the security, ulla udunga, isn't it? If a very important guest has come, what will you tell the security? What will you tell the security? You will rush to the gate, isn't it? You will rush to the gate in, okay, my guest only ulla udunga, so now you know where they have placed you, isn't it? So he rushed to the gate to welcome. The security guards got worried now. My God, maybe we made a mistake by making this fellow stop, because the king himself has rushed to the gate. So he takes him inside, makes him sit, prostrates to him, because as a learned Brahmana, man of knowledge. So he has no problem bowing down to Janaka. What? Absolutely no ego to Janaka. So he bowed down. He said, now that you have come all the way from there to here, because there's no first class ticket, business class ticket, flight, you have to walk and bullock cart and break your back, break your feet. I don't know what all happens, and dusty. 3 days it will take for you to get cleaned up only, isn't it? I don't know. Has anybody traveled in that GT Express from Delhi to Chennai? Grand Trunk Express? Pathetic, no? You come out of the 2.5 days, you are in the train. You come out black, charcoal. You come out black, and it will take 1.5 days for you to get cleaned only, isn't it? You can't. That's. I tell you, my God, you feel like getting out but running away from but you can't do anything. So Janaka said, 3 days rest. So 3 days it took for him to 3 days. He did everything. Fourth day, Sukha Brahma Rishi said, thank you, I'm leaving. Fourth day, Sukha Brahma Rishi said, thank you, I'm leaving. He was leaving. Janaka also said, convey my regards to your father. What else to say? I'm leaving now. Why in again? Yeah, you will not. When a person says, I'm leaving, you should say, convey why in get a raga. Yeah. Why na? That's called raga. When the person is leaving, say, not that you have been a burden till now, convey my regard. Because you have the freedom to leave. So Janaka said, okay, convey my regards. As he was walking towards the gate, Sukha was thinking, all this is solulaki going in Sukha's head. When I go back, my father will ask me this question. Did you ask Janaka? And I have to tell him no. And he will send me back again. Again GT Express. Another round of GT Express I cannot handle. Another round of... So a time came where you actually start fearing the trip. Isn't it? How much wonderful you start actually fearing the trip. So again, we can't travel. So he comes back. Janaka asked Sukha Rishi, what do you want? I asked my father a question. What is sannyasa? what is sannyasa. He told me, Janaka can teach you. I came here. 3 days I saw you. I have lived with you for 3 days. In 3 days, I have understood that you and sannyasa have no correlation at all. You and sannyasa have absolutely no correlation at all. Now, I don't know why the whole world thinks my father is wise. Yeah, the whole world thinks my father is wise. I also thought Vyasa is wise. And that Vyasa has sent me to you to study Vairagya. Janaka laughs and Sukha and said, no, no. See, your father is so great that he has so many people. I will teach you. Come, come, I will teach you sannyasa. Sit on my throne, he said. That's the throne everybody is longing for. Huh? That's the throne that everybody is longing for. Yeah. எனக்கெல்லாம் பவர் கொடுத்தா everybody says that, no. If I am given the power, one day chief minister, one day prime minister, 1 hour, all that. How long? How everybody wished they get all that, isn't it? At least here, quite a few times, everybody would have thought like that. I know that. He said, sit on my throne. He couldn't understand what is sitting on that throne. And I said, why? Sit. He went and sat. The comfort, the people there fanning and the power and the command of everything at his. He says, run it. He was standing there. Janaka was standing there. People came. He was giving them orders, doing this, everything. After 30, 40 minutes, spondylitis, neck problem he got. Isn't it? Neck problem he got. Because of that neck problem, he looked up. He stretched, looked up. He jumped out of the throne. He said, you are a madman to make me sit on that throne. Janaka said, what happened? There's a sword hanging above your head. There's a sword hanging above your head on a thread that can snap any time. And when it snaps, where it will go? எங்க போகும் ஸ்ட்ரெயிட்டா எங்க போகும் கபால மோட்சம் தான் இல்லையா straight it will go and it will go so deep that your body will be split into two. And how can you make it? Next second, Sukha was prostrating to Janaka. He said, sitting on that throne, you are doing all that, knowing fully well. He says, I have taken care of my, yes, I have taken care of my sword. There is a sword hanging above your head. Focus on that, he says. I have taken care of that. I have handled that. But there is a sword like that hanging over everyone's head. Take care of that. What is that sword? Raga. First thing, raga. That raga is that sword. If I depend upon people, sorrow. Because anytime the person may change. Okay, even if the person doesn't change, they'll die. Either they change or they die. Both are one and the same. What difference does it make? Change. If you depend upon objects, diminishing value, you lose it. Similar is a dependence upon situation, neighborhood, surroundings, etc. This tendency is called raga. And everybody has dependencies like this upon various people and objects around. And this raga will necessarily, full of raga, I am Trupti, sir. Will it happen? With raga, will you be contented? With raga, will you be tripti, or with raga, you will be in shoka, vishada? With raga, you will necessarily end up in shoka. Because we find nothing is under our control. Maybe money, job, people, object, nothing is under your control. You are thinking it's under your control, and life is moving on as though you just don't exist at all. You don't exist at all, isn't it? Everybody moves on. Everybody was celebrating this, that man was taking care of them so much, he died. And next year, they were all dancing, singing merrily. And that man's photograph is lying on that man's photograph is also on the wedding stage. Nobody is paying attention to that also. Yeah. When I looked at that photograph, I thought, this is what? This is the reality of life. Why everybody goes on. But your ego makes you to believe in what? Your ego will make you to believe that you are indispensable. Raga. That indispensability is one problem. The second problem is the raga. All this will result in shoka, misery. Then comes a problem of moha. What is moha now? Because of the shoka, there is a delusion. Because of this shoka, there is a delusion, confusion. Because shoka puts you in a conflict. Carefully follow. Shoka puts you in a conflict. When you are in misery, there is a conflict. When you are in shoka, depression, there is a conflict. In that conflict, you do something. What is the conflict? What to do, what not to do is a conflict. Adharma. The conflict of dharma and adharma. Invariably, what will you do? You will do adharma only. Whenever you do adharma, you will end up having pratyavaya. You will end up doing pratyavaya. Pratyavaya is when you do that which you ought to do, you will not be rewarded. Carefully follow. When you do that which you ought to do, you will not be rewarded. When you avoid doing what you ought to do, that's called pratyavaya. Pratyavayo na vidyate. He says in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, he said, pratyavayo na vidyate. Neha vikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate. Pratyavaya mein kadayad Arjuna. And I tell you, if you understand what is pratyavaya, and when you hear somebody saying you will not get pratyavaya, it's such a big relief it is. Pratyavayo na vidyate. What is pratyavaya means? If you don't do what you ought to do, punishment is severe. If you do that which you ought to do, you will not be rewarded. Are you able to understand the difference? To put it in a very simple way, I pay the school fees for my child. Best father in the planet award. Best father in the planet award. Why? Because I paid fees. Will it be rewarded like that? That's what you ought to do. You do. Nityanay Mitika. That's what you ought to do. You do. But if I don't do that, school la fine. First fine comes from the school. Second fine comes from the emotional turmoil in the family. இதெல்லாம் முடிச்சு செத்து போனா நரக. So turmoil plus அதுதான் சம்சாரம். இஹ சம்சாரே பகுதுஸ்தாரே கிருபயா பாரே பாஹி முராரே. So what is samsara means now? Samsara should not be misunderstood as objects and beings around. Samsara is not the people around. Samsara is not the person around. Samsara is not your job. Samsara is not your occupation. Samsara is not anything external. Samsara is an internal state. What is that internal? That's what Janaka taught. That's what Janaka taught Shuka. Get some hot. The problem of raga, shoka, moha, and that raga, shoka, moha, all put together is called samsara. You try to cross this, you understand how difficult it is to cross this. You make an effort to get rid of your ego, then only you'll understand how strong your ego is. Isn't it? You make an effort to get rid of your ego, makes you to understand how strong your ego is. Kripaya pare pahi murare. The second statement. Now the first statement, first sentence. Punarapi jananam, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. Janani jataram. Janani jataram means the womb of the Janani na mother nartham. Yeah. Why she is called Janani? Because she has the Jatara, which is the womb. Janani Jatare Shayana. Jatarana alla padthunu irundirukkranga. Again birth, again birth, again death. In there is an Upanishad, beautiful Upanishad called Garbho Upanishad or Upanishad. Very small Upanishad. These are all very, very small Upanishads. Some conversation between two people, they just called it as Upanishad. Beautiful Upanishad it is. Garbho Upanishad. In that Garbho Upanishad, it says, the Jiva in the womb, Jiva in the womb is regretting. How many times I'm going to be like this? How many times I'm getting caught in this? How many times I'm getting caught in this? This is going to be the last. Yeah, everybody takes that vow. In the womb, he says, not outside. In the womb. எனக்கு ஒண்ணுமே செய்ய முடியாது இல்ல. Where you can't do anything there, you will take a vow. When you can do something, you will do all the ulta things. You follow? It can recollect the entire Jiva cycle. It can recollect the entire Jiva cycle. What is the entire Jiva cycle? 84 crore embodiments. 84 crore embodiments. Of that, Manushya is one. In that Manushya, யார் பேர் சொல்றது? அரவிந்தன் என் பேரை சொல்லிக்கிறேன். Yeah. In that 84 crore, Manushya is one. In that Manushya, Arvindan is one. Like that. Like that many. It remembers everything. And then it takes a vow. As soon as I come out, transcend this cycle, and I'll become what they call as the trauma of birth. As soon as it comes out, isn't it? The child is held upside down and tapped at the back. And when it's tapped at the back, all memories are gone. All memory of the 84 crore Jiva cycle, this, that, and all is gone, and it gets so attached to the body. It gets so attached to the body, it's turned possessive, it turns obsessive. Cycle continues. I used to think whether the doctor tapping, is he a beneficiary or is he whether the doctor tapping is he a beneficiary or poor fellow, he does what he ought to do. But you are supposed to remember. What are you supposed to remember? Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatare shayanam. Very difficult to cross over this cycle. Very difficult to cross over. Very difficult to cross over because three disturbances. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Adhyatmikam, Adi Bhautikam, Adi Daivikam. Adi Daivikam, unknown external factors. Known external factors from oneself. In the moonula, what can you handle? Only the first one you can handle. For the other two, you need the grace. There are three obstacles. Adhyatmikam, Adi Bhautikam, Adi Daivikam. That Adhyatmikam is effort. Adi Bhautikam and Adi Daivikam, you need grace. Are you able to understand? Grace, you know where your effort must be. You know where you should not waste your efforts. You should know where your efforts will work and you should know where your efforts is futile. Yeah. Right in the middle of the desert, you don't go and make a paddy field, isn't it? In the middle of the desert, you can't have a paddy field. In the paddy field, you can't grow something that's there. Are you able to follow? Therefore, of the three obstacles in life, that's why every prayer is concluded by Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Adhyatmikam, Adi Bhautikam, Adi Daivikam. What he is saying in is, what can you handle? You can handle Adhyatmikam can be handled by yourself. That is purely by your effort. But the other two is not by your effort. What is the other two? You can't change the mind of the people around you. You can't change the guna characteristics. You can't change the mind of the people around you. That is Adi Bhautikam. Adi Daivikam is the cosmic changes. What are the cosmic changes? 7,000 years back, Sahara was the Sahara desert of today. 7,000 years back was a paradise. That which was a paradise 7,000 years back has turned into a desert now. That which is a paradise was a desert in the past. Now it keeps, this is Adi Daivikam. So where is grace required? Other two, you say, I can't do anything about this. You take care of this. The external, when I say external means the immediate environment and all that, I can't do anything about it. You take care of it. Adi Daivikam also, Adi Daivikam and Adi Bhaudikam, you take care. Adhyatmikam, I will take care. Adhyatmikam means my raga, shoka, moha, all that I will take care. What is the indication that you are taking care of it rightly? Isavasya Upanishad said it very beautifully. Tato na vijugupsate, it said. If you are doing your Adhyatmikam rightly, the indication that Isavasya gave, Tato na vijugupsase. Tatra ko shokaha ka mohaha. Said, where is shoka for that person? Where is moha for that person? Where is vijugupsa? Where is, no, it is not there, Nartham. Yeah, where is means it is not. Where is means it's not there. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there means it's gone for. How he got into that? He got into it by the right understanding and the right effort. What is the right understanding and the right effort? Where you can do, where you should not focus upon. Samsara means you focus where you should not focus. Samsara means you will focus where you should not focus. Why you focus where you should not focus? Because you are genuinely believing that is the cause. You are so 110% convinced that you are not the problem, the other is the problem. Other samsara. Are able to follow? You are so genuinely convinced. That's why you will always, எவ்வளவு philosophy கேட்டாலும் bottom line, the final bottom line answer is what? You live with this person, you will know, sir. You live in this situation, you will know. Yeah, you live in the situation, you will know. You live with this person, you will know. Who's everybody living with? Yeah. Who's everybody? Shape of the nose and shape of the ear தான் different. உள்ளுக்குள்ள இருக்கிறதெல்லாம் உள்ளுக்குள்ள இருக்கிற காம குரோதம் எல்லாம் is one and the same. But then you get so carried away by the that's how superficial you are. You get so carried away by the nose shape and the ear shape. That's how so superficial you are. That's why you think change the nose and change the ear, you'll be all right. But the reality is what? ஏதா எந்த நோஸ்ல இருந்தானே எந்த ஷேப்ல இருந்தானே இட்ஸ் ஆல் த சேம் திங். கிருபயா பாரே பாஹி முராரி, கிருபயா பாரே பாஹி முராரி. புனரப்பி ஜனனம் புனரப்பி மரணம். எக்ஸிபிஷன்ல போனா there is one thing called merry go round, isn't it? When you go to exhibition, there is one thing called merry go round. Sorrow go round is samsara. இல்லையா? ஆப்போசிட் ஆஃப் தட் சம்சாரம். அது உள்ள போனா யூ ஷுட் கம் அவுட். மெரி கோ ரவுண்ட்ல இறங்கும் போது எப்படி இறங்கணும்? I have never tried that. I can't try that. Yeah, I can't try that, isn't it? Merry go round. You should get into it merrily. Sit in that merrily. You should come out of it merrily. Impossible. இல்லையா? பார்த்தாலே தலை சுத்துறது. உள்ள உட்கார்ந்தா it looks like your brain and your lungs and all are going to interchange. Looks like your brain and lungs will interchange their positions. You come out completely confused, not knowing where you are. அதுதான் samsara. What you thought as merry-go-round, it will beat you up so badly. It will beat you up so badly. But then you are so convinced. What? It's not my mistake, sir. But then you are so convinced. It's not my mistake, sir. That Murari is not saving me properly. It's not my problem. It's a mistake of the people around. Murari also is not saving me properly. The samsara is very hard to cross. I tell you, samsara is not very difficult at all to cross over because it's in your control. Because it's in your control, you can cross over. Supposing if moksha means adi daivikam, adi bautikam, all that you have to transcend is impossible. It is. Because how can you transcend that adi daivikam and adi bautikam? Adhyatmikam you can transcend. How can you transcend these two? You can't. And we always try what? Yeah. We always try what? Merry-go-round. Not realizing you think it as merry-go-round, it will end up in merry opposite. Sorry, I don't know, whatever word you want to use, you can. But then one thing is very clear, what you just go. But one thing is clear, you just go round and round and round. The samsara, Shankaracharya is saying, is a shoreless ocean. நடுக்கடலை மாட்டுன்னு முடிக்கிறோன்னு வாங்க. அதான் from any direction you can't see the shore. That's why it's called samsara. Yeah, that's why it's called samsara. Nowadays we don't have all this problem at all because nobody goes by ocean, nobody gets lost. Yeah, city we are using in the city where you are born and brought up, ulla ponone you use map. Yeah, because I don't want to get lost, sir. How can you get lost here only? And wherever you get lost, what you will disappear in air or what? You can trace back or you can ask somebody and come out. No, the ego will not. No. I always tell the children nowadays, no, chumma go and ask for that person where the direction is. No, why should we ask? Why should we ask? GPS is there, no? Very good. Very good. 2 more beatings you will get, then you will go and ask. Why? It's there, no, because the ego has become so strong that it is believing that it is absolutely, it doesn't take any sleep at all. You alone have to lift me. You alone have to, you alone have to lift me. Why you alone can lift me is because this repetition, samsara, we saw it as repetition. The samsara also we understood as repetition. What is the repetition? Again birth, again death. And we are so afraid of death. We are so afraid of death. That day you can embrace death, not suicidal. Huh? Please understand. That day you can embrace death, now you should commit suicide. Yeah. Suicide is also again the same problem of shoka, moha, thinking that if you die, you are going to be happy. What is suicide? Now you think by being alive for one more day, you'll be happy. Suicide means what? Next day, I am not at all going to be happy. Therefore, I should die today. Yeah, now you are alive because your tomorrow is going to be happy. You are alive today. You are alive today only because your tomorrow is going to be happy. Supposing if you are convinced that your tomorrow is going to be more miserable than today, what will you do? Yeah, so that is not what is meant by. What is meant by this punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam? Why are you afraid of? Why are you afraid of dying? One set of thinking will be worried about death. Another set of thinking is worried about how to be deathless. That is moksha. How to transcend death. That is another method. One set of thinking is worrying about it. Because of worry, what should I do? I want to keep myself alive. Mummify the body, you can keep the body alive. It will look so scary. Have you ever seen that? No, it looks so scary. It is bhutaitis. Yeah, bhuta and pishashaitis. The body is gone, it's gone. Why? Why keep it? Because what is so unique in that body that as though it is some special panchabhutas? All bodies are panchabhutas, whether it is your body, my body, anybody's. Why do that? Then there's so much fear of death. That fear leads you to moha. Out of that moha, you will end up doing, out of that moha, you will end up doing what? Dharma and adharma confusion. When there is a dharma, when there is a confusion between adharma and dharma, no problems at all. Where the mind will automatically go to adharma தான் தர்மாக்கெல்லாம் வரவே வராது. முதல்ல இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் எல்லாம் சால்வ் பண்ணிட்டு ஃபைனலி ஐ கம் டு தர்மா சார். Yeah. The solution is dharma. Finally solve it, then I'll come to dharma. He says solution is dharma. But we are so afraid of death. You are afraid of your dying. You are afraid of somebody's death. Actually, you are not worried about somebody's death, Allah. Even if you are worried about somebody's dying, you are worried only about your death. You know that? Because that person is your support. When that person goes, what will happen to you is your worry. It's not that you want that person to live for eternities. That person is your support. When that support goes, what happens to you? So even when you are really worried about somebody's death, you are actually worried about what? Huh? You only. Yeah. These are raga. Are you able to follow now? This is the problem of raga, attachment. அப்படியே இருக்கட்டும் சார், பரவாயில்ல, சஃபரிங்கா கூட இருக்கட்டும், ஒரு பாட்டில் ஒரு ஓரமா இருக்கட்டும் இல்லையா? Let him continue to suffer, but let that person be. Why do you want to? Why can't you let go? Why can't you let go? You can't let go. Why? You can't let go. Why? Because you are so dependent, attached. Attachment in a dependency. Always understand attachment means dependency. And you are extremely dependent. Because of your dependency, you cannot let go. Either out of attachment you will do, either out of attachment you will do, or you will turn indifferent. You can never say, I will do my Nitya Naimitika unattached. Sayogi cha sannyasi, he says. Bhagavad Gita la beautiful definition he gives. Anashrita karma palam karyam karma karotyaga sasanyasi cha yogi cha na niragnihi achakriyaha. Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. Chapter 6 or 5? Chapter 6. Anashrita karma palam. He does Nitya Naimittika Anashrita karma. Anashrita karma palam karyam karma. Karyam karma means Nitya Naimittika karma. Karoti yaha whoever does it. Sasanyasi cha yogi cha. That person is called a sannyasi. That person is called a yogi. Sannyasina ரொம்ப effortless-ஆ இருக்கும். யோகினா strain-ஓட இருக்கும். But both are doing the same thing. One is with effort, another is effortless. But both are doing their Nitya Naimittika karma, taking care of raga. Not with raga. We all can do, we all can serve, we all can do only when you are attached. Only when you are attached, dependent, you can do something. The moment you become, the moment your dependency goes, what goes out? The moment your dependency goes, stop serving. What is human being? Dependency will grow, dependency will go, dependency will go, gratitude will grow. Your gratitude will grow. Therefore, you continue to serve. Your gratitude will continue to remain. Therefore, your Nitya Naimittika karma will not stop, but your dependency will not be there. Are you able to follow the difference? Then you have transit. Sasanyasi cha, yogi cha. So what is he saying? Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, yatare shayanam. இல்லையா? தூங்கி தூங்கி எந்திரிக்கிறத தவிர என்ன பண்றோம்? He's asking. Go to sleep, wake up, go to sleep, wake up, go to sleep, wake up. What else do you do in life? Whole day you work only to get tired so that you can sleep. You sleep restfully so that you can tire yourself out to the next day. ஒரு நாள் வேலை பண்ணலன்னா நைட்டு தூக்கம் வராது. ஒரு நாள் நைட்டு தூங்கலன்னா அடுத்த நாள் வேலை செய்ய முடியாது. இல்லையா? அதான் ப்ராப்ளம், isn't it? See, one day you don't do anything. Sir, I want to have a very good sleep tonight. Therefore, from morning, I'm not doing anything, sir. From morning, I'm saving my energy so that I can sleep well tonight. என்ன ஆகும்? தூக்கமே வராது. இல்லையா? You can't sleep. Because of the fact that you didn't sleep, next day you can't do your Nitya Naimittika also. That's the cycle that we are, that's the foolish cycle that we are caught up in. Yeah. What is the opposite of it? What is the opposite of it? Karma Yogi will say, I will die doing it. Karma Yogi says, I will die doing it. Sannyasi will say, anyway, I'm going to die. Why should I stop this? Sannyasi will say, Yama, you do your job, I do my job. So we both go together. Yeah. That's a sannyasi. Are you able to follow? Sannyasi will say, Yama, you do your job. That's the job. That's your Nitya Naimittika karma. You do. This is my Nitya Naimittika karma. I do. We both work together. So who's part of your team? Teamல ஒருத்தர் தான் வச்சுக்கணும். கல்பனா. Team sir. I need to know we should team. Teamல ஒரே ஆள் தான் இருக்கணும். யார் அந்த டீம்ல இருக்கணும்? யமா மட்டும் தான் இருக்கணும். Only other than Yama, don't keep anybody as your team. Because that yama will make you such a wonderful person that everybody will long to be part of your team. You team up with Yama. Carefully follow the sequence. You team up with Yama. அது புரியுறதில்ல யாருக்கும். Very simple technique. Yeah. You team up with Yama. You will be so wonderful a human being that everybody will long to be part of your team. Other than that, you have to go running behind everybody. Opposite of that is what you go running, you go chasing, you go running, you go begging. You go, you run, you chase, you beg. Nobody pays attention. Able to follow? Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatare shayana. Means repeatedly I am doing the same thing. Again and again and again. Repeatedly I am doing the same thing. Yeah. At least I got very scared long back. Next to the school, something was happening in the school. They said, go and take care of the kindergarten children. I still remember that. We have to go and take care of the kindergarten kids. And I walked there and I saw them. Oh my God, again I have to go through this kindergarten. I am not going to go through this kindergarten again, I said. ABCD Purila, yeah. 2 plus 2, they are not struggling to understand. 2 plus 2, ABCD, they are not able to follow. Oh my God, again, we are not going to go through this cycle. Summa, you can't have a dream. Daydream la பண்ணி இருக்க முடியாது. Again, I don't want to go through. Again, I don't want to go. You can't keep daydreaming la மட்டும் தான் ஒன்றும் வேலைக்கு ஆகாது. Yeah, then what you have to do that which ought to be done to get there. But then first there should be a natural wish to be free of this repetition. First you should have the natural wish, the desire to be free of this repetition. Only those who is also done with happiness can do that faster than the one who's stuck in misery. Those who are stuck in misery will hope only for happiness. Those who have experienced happiness and understood there is nothing in it will go for this. Are you able to understand the sequence now? Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatadesh, again birth, again death, again birth, again death, again birth, again death. Only those who's done with happiness also can develop this natural wish to get out of this cycle. This natural desire, this natural wish to get out of the cycle is called mumukshatva. It means this cycle you must get. What you must get to do to transcend the cycle, you must get bored with the cycle. Yeah. போட்ட பட்டியே போட்டு இருந்தா எப்படி இருக்கும்? Same movie again and again and again. Yeah. I have learned it. Few things. I just go through a few things I have, 4 5 things I have. I just go through the same thing. Yeah, 3 4 movie I have. Same movie I'll go through. Pudu movie la very difficult to watch. Same 3 4 songs again and again and again. What is to go? It's the same cycle again and again and again. It's the same thing. You must know that you are going through the cycle again and again and again, and you must be bored of it, not tired. Bored. Boredom, not tired. When you are tired, you will want something else only. When you are tired, you will want to indulge. When you are tired, you will only want to pick up something else. But you must be bored. What is this? That also your marriage video. No. No way, no. I told myself, till 9 o'clock, I will not cough. 9 10 now. again and again and again, go through the same cycle, and you must be bored of the cycle. You are living today as you lived yesterday. Any change? Tomorrow also, you will live like this. The day after tomorrow, like yesterday, today, and tomorrow is the day after tomorrow. It is always the same anger, the same jealousy, the same frustration. Cycle na, the cycle. Same sunrise, same sunset, sir. If you say what to do. Yeah, you will not say that. You will not say same sunrise, same sunset. Yeah. But if you are there, it will be boredom also. Have you ever observed that? Those who are seeing the sunrise and sunset every day is bored of it. Those who don't see it at all only will say, oh, oh, wow, isn't it? Yeah, Ganges flowing, they will want to come to Rameshwaram, isn't it? Here, we don't even go there. இல்ல யோசிக்க கூட மாட்டோம். எங்க போனேன்னு கேட்டா ராமேஸ்வரம்னா ஒய்ன்னு கேட்போம். இல்ல ஒய் ராமேஸ்வரம்? இல்ல காசி. ஓ காசி, வெரி குட். இங்க சவுத்துல, நார்த்ல அங்க போனா ராமேஸ்வரம் போனா பெங்காலி பேச, பெங்காலில இருக்கு போர்ட்ஸ் ஆர். You know that, Soumitra? In Bengali, boards are in Bengali there. Bengali, என்னெல்லாமோ language except why we here bored. We won't even. But then what you should get bored with, not the external. If you say the same butterfly, the same sunrise, the same sunset, no, there is something so beautiful in them. There's something so unique in them because it's not the same. It's a different shade. It's a different shade. It's a different color. It's a different beauty. It's not the same. Manshalta onnume kedai. Same anger, same jealousy, same crying, same frustration. Nothing changes. Tomorrow wake up for same. Aren't you bored? He's asking. He's saying, I am bored. Shankara is saying, I am bored and I made an effort to try it. Adhyatmikam varaikum I could handle it. Adi Daivikam and Adi Bhautikam, I cannot handle it. Therefore, Yama, we both will work together. Adhyatmikam, I will take care. Adi Bhautikam, Adi Daivikam, you take care. So with your support, I will transcend. And Yama also will support you because Yama also wants you to transcend. That's why people say in Bhakti also, people say, God knows what to give me, sir. So why to ask God? I say, please don't leave the choice to God. Because God will give you moksha. Because if you leave the choice to God, what will God want to give you? Supposing you go to God, God promotion கொடுப்பாரு. Yeah. I want a job promotion. Job promotion கொடுக்க போறாரு அவர். Marriage ஆகலன்னா marriage ஆனா children-ஆ? மேரேஜ் ஆனா சில்ட்ரனா, மேரேஜ் ஆனா டிவோர்ஸ்னு சொல்றோம் இல்லையா? இல்ல மேரேஜ் ஆனா சில்ட்ரனுக்கும் மேரேஜுக்கும் என்ன கனெக்ஷன்? we are all next gen, y gen, z gen, alpha gen, beta gen போயின்னு இருக்கிறோம். In your direction, we are all going, you are all going backward. No? Yeah. No, if you leave the choice to God, what will God give you? What will God want to give you? Yeah. கபாலீஸ்வர் கிட்ட போயிட்டு உனக்கு எது கொடுக்கணும்னு தோன்றதோ கொடுப்பான்னா இன்ஸ்டன்ட்லி வாட் ஹி வில் கிவ் யூ? மோக்ஷா கொடுத்துருவாரு. அண்ட் தட்ஸ் நாட் வாட் ஐ வாண்ட் பிகாஸ் ஐ ஸ்டில் வாண்ட் டு பி இன் த சைக்கிள் ஒன்லி. அவர்கிட்ட போய் வாட் எவர் யூ திங்க் இஸ் குட் ஃபார் மீ கிவ் அப்படின்னு அவர் என்ன கொடுத்துருவார்? உடனே மோக்ஷா. மோக்ஷானா sword hanging above your get, the thread will get cut. அவ்வளவுதான். இல்ல immediately moksha will come. That's not what I go for, isn't it? पुनरपि जननम पुनरपि मरणि पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे. With this, we conclude verse number 21. We continue next.